Good afternoon, Spurs fans. Andrew from AJ Aussie Spurs here. How are we going today? Just thought I'd put a bit of a video up tonight, this afternoon, in regards to the old Igor Tudor appointment. Seems like it's gone 60-40 or whatever within the fan base. Again, it's a temporary. It's not a permanent position. It's a interim position, which is probably good, because we all know that the ultimate goal is to get Poch back next in the summer. So I think it's a fair appointment in regards to you've got a manager there who's done the same sort of position before, came into a club to get him out of trouble, and seems to have a fair success rate of doing it. And his win percentage, if he was to even get his lowest one, which I think was like 38%, I think that'll be enough to keep us up. So I think his appointment is going to be it's ruffled obviously a few feathers, but I think it's going to be a good appointment. As I mentioned in a short earlier in the weekend, I've worked with the Croatian for 10 years, and he's a great guy, and I know what he'll bring some passion. He'll bring some passion to that dressing room, which seems to have been lacking in the last 8 months. He'll bring some passion. He might bring some volatility, but that might be what these players need, a bit of volatility. If they play a shit first half, maybe they need a manager in there to read them the right act. Give them the Fergie hairdryer treatment. He might be a manager that does that. He might not be scared to ruffle a few feathers within the camp to get a reaction, and hopefully that'll be the case. And some of these players that are just seem to be just coasting along, and they may, it just might be the rev up that they need to pull their fingers out. As I say, what is there, 12 games to go? We need to win 30%, 3 or 4. That'll be my biggest interest will be in the Champions League, how that's going to go. Because if say he gets us through to the semis, or even hope we're going to be a winner, but even to the final. Could you imagine that? How hard will it be then if he's kept us up, got us into the final of the Champions League? How hard is it to go back on your thing of being an interim, your contract of being an interim? I guess it all, again, depends on the style of play. From what I can gather, he's more of a front foot attacking manager in the ilk of Ange. So maybe the players Xavi might thrive. Hope so. Let's hope Xavi might thrive under this. And we've got, he's had successful Moani too. He's got a good tune out of Moani, so hopefully that might pan out. We might actually have some impetus going forward, not going sideways or backwards, which is going to be a bonus, because there is winnable games. Let's be honest. In that last 12, there's going to be there's going to be some games that are going to be tough, like the next one against them up the road. But wouldn't it be golden if we were to snag a set piece goal? Even though I don't believe, not that I'm any expert and haven't had, don't know exactly his background, but I get the impression that maybe he's not as reliant on set pieces as what Thomas is. So we might jag an open play goal in the 85th minute, 1-0. How good would that be? Just to give it to them up the road. and hopefully Manchester City will win, and they'll be down to 1 point then. Oh, that would be golden. We got it. We had a saying out here in Australia. There was a AFL club, Collingwood, that took a long time between premierships, and they had a term called the collie wobbles, because they'd get to a preliminary final or a whatever sort of semi-final and they'd lose. So it'd be good to you could call it. Probably I won't put it, but could we call it the arse wobbles? That would be golden. That would be golden. We call it the arse wobbles. They get to within 6 weeks of 4 weeks of the league, and they get the arse wobbles and fall over. That would be absolute gold. So we can all cross our fingers for that happening, because would they have a 0-0 draw last game? So we can all pray for a miracle and start with it next weekend with us sneaking how good would sneaking a win be? That would be absolutely sensational. And yeah, it's going to be an interesting turn of events. I wonder if the Spurs social media team, or whatever they have, their media team, will be doing any training videos straight up, just to show the difference might happen, and what's happening with the backroom staff. That's another. Again, I've been on a weekend away, so I sort of haven't had a real look at at some of the other channels to see if they've made it, if there's been any announcements or any appointments in regards to backroom staff. So I'm sort of flying blind there, but that'll be another interesting take on what's going to happen with that, with the backroom staff, because they were all 90% Brentford. So wonder if they've all been given the old, what do they call it over there, P45s or something? I'm not sure what they call it, but it'll be interesting to note how that's going to work out, whether Igor brings his own team in and see how that goes. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks. I've got a feeling, something's going to happen with his Arsenal game. I reckon we might sneak something there, and he'll be a hero then. He'll be an absolute hero. And I get a sense that the style of play will be different, and hopefully the players will start playing with a smile on their face. It was those couple of games in the Champions League where Xavi was, and you looked at him and he was enjoying it. We were going forward. But then against Newcastle, it was back to going just a weird type of feel, when you're watching the game and you think, and I go back again, like I've done in other videos, to those first few games, and we were carving up. We were just, playing attractive football. We were pressing high. We were doing all that sort of stuff, and then it just stopped. And I don't understand why. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I keep saying that, interesting. I need to stop doing that. But yeah, I think that was about it. I just thought I'd come on and put my case forward. Well, not my case forward, but my opinions on what the Tudor signing will be. Let me know in the comments. As I say, please like and subscribe. And I think that'll just about do it. And let's hope we can get another T-shirt like that. But then we'll have, we can put the Igor. That's going to be good. It's going to be interesting to see what sort of reaction the crowd gives him as well. Because that'll be a litmus test too. Especially, if, say we have a draw. I'm hoping for a win. But, we get a point against Arsenal, what the reaction will be from the crowd. That's going to be, the big talking point. And I'm sure they will support him. Because I know there's a lot of fan base out there that probably do a bit of study on the guy and all that sort of stuff, and they're probably aware of systems that he plays and all that sort of stuff. I guess the unfortunate thing is against why he got booted out of Juve is they had 1-1 for 8. So, but I think the players are going to want to, they're going to want to improve. And if he gets them playing in a way that they enjoy, that's half the battle. And I think they will rise to that challenge, and will be safe, and we can cause Arsenal to get the arse wobble. That's what we'll call it. We'll call it the arse wobbles, and and then we can celebrate. We should have a parade. We'll have a parade when Arsenal don't win the trophy. All right, guys. As I say, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Share with as many people as you like. And as I say, come on, you Spurs. Let's go.